Accord is awesome. Good morning, Rhoda. It's September 7th. It's Friday. It's the 5th day in a row that I've vlogged, and it's the first time that I've ever done 5 videos in a row. I think it might be the first time that I've ever done more than, 2 videos in a row. But, you know, I'm trying to do a video every weekday in September. And it's a little bit of a strain because I work 40 hours a week, and I'm taking 5 classes, and I'm also trying to do this. I'm going to talk about some of the things that are happening in the other parts of my life because there's so much of it. One of the classes that I'm taking this semester is a creative writing class, and we've got to write flash fiction to start with, and then we're going to write some short stories. But I got notes back on my first few flash fiction pieces, and one of the comments kind of bothered me because it showed that I wasn't doing what I thought I was as well as I thought I was doing it. I have been writing about 3 characters, one of which is much like myself, and the other 2 are much like a couple of my friends. And I know a lot of people who have master's degrees, and none of the characters in the stories that I've been writing are specifically based on them, but just sort of based on the idea of being surrounded by a bunch of people who are much more educated than you. And all of the people in these stories speak in very stilted fashion. They say things like unlikely catharsis when they're thinking about themselves and the situation that they're in. And my professor called me out on that and was like, real people don't speak this way, and I disagree. What I was going for, what I was trying to show, is that all of these people think that they're smarter than each other, and they express themselves in a way that tries to convey how much smarter they are than the people they surround themselves with. But if it didn't come across, that's my fault. And, you know, that sucks, because that's something that I really value in literature, is when everything is of accord. 2 great examples of this are Doctor Who and the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. In the Dark Tower, everything is of accord. Just everything. Like, one of the phrases that is used repeatedly is, Ka is a wheel. Fate is an oversimplification of the concept of Ka, but Ka is a wheel is repeated over and over, and in the way that people talk, and the way people communicate, and the way that the narrative happens, it's all of accord with this concept of Ka being a wheel. And I don't want to give anything away, no spoilers or whatever, but the first line of the first book and the last line of the last book are the same line. And if that's not a powerful expression of you know, the wheelness of this story and all of the things in it, I don't know what is. When you read that final line in The Dark Tower, you're just like, it couldn't have ended any other way. Of course it ends the way it began, because that's Ka is a wheel. The other fantastic example is Doctor Who, and not any Doctor Who specifically, but it's really interesting to me watching the old serials from the 70s and the 60s, and seeing how differently the stories are written for the different Doctors. I have a huge place in my heart for the 4th Doctor because he's just awesome, and the stories, his entire narrative, is written with this weird vaudevillian, Oscar Wilde-ish humor in it, and the dialogue is reflective of that, and the sense of humor in the show, in all of the serials, reflects that Doctor, that incarnation, and the kind of person that he is. And the same is true of the 11th Doctor's narrative. I mean, you've got this high tragedy and high comedy that coexist like it's a Baz Luhrmann movie or something. And that's perfectly in keeping with the 11th Doctor and the nature of his character. The show is written in a way that identifies the character as much as, you know, any sort of direct characterization of the Doctor. Stephen Moffat and Stephen King are such geniuses, and I'm not named Stephen, so I guess I don't have that natural talent, but so what I have to do is just keep working on it. I'm nothing if not capable of totally and completely overextending myself. And yeah, that's it. I will see you Monday, I guess. Bye.